a village, but Yatta is like a big village. I began my project talking about Hebron in general, but Hebron is a so big city, so we make it to have it as Yatta only. But Yatta, if you look at Yatta, the location of Yatta is in the southern part of the West Bank, which is part of Hebron. And if you consider Yatta as a village, but it's a big village in comparison to other cities, it contains 30,000 people living inside, and it is surrounded by a lot of khirbat, which is communities around it. My project, as my colleague said, it's part of the LifeSource project, and I also went there and conducted several interviews. But like, how did I pick my people to interview? I had them from different social backgrounds in order for my project to be as much gonna tell what's going on over there. The sources of water in Yatta. Usually what we know and what we are used to is that we have networks. But in Yatta, they do have the aquifers. Basically, the West Bank has all the aquifers. It has all the water that the Israelis are using, but the Palestinians cannot even touch it. Also, they are having the rainwater. They are depending actually on rainwater because they don't have the access for their own water. Therefore, each family is digging a well, a small well, which can contain some of the rainwater in order to supply themselves whenever they don't have water. How do they react if they don't have enough water? They will buy tanks. They will buy tanks of water and then refill the tank exactly the same that Jihan showed you. On top of each house there is a tank in which whenever they don't have water, they are filling that with tanks that they are buying. What about networks? Do they have a network? Yes, they do. Each family has a network, but what is the result of having a network if you do not have water to be pumped inside the networks? They are only getting water twice a year. Can you ever imagine that you have water twice a year? Therefore, networks, it's not a supply for them for water. They are depending mainly on getting their rainwater and tanks. And trust me, I tasted the rainwater. I was like, they were generous enough to give me tea, and it was all with rainwater. I never drank anything from the network water. My hypothesis, according to what I saw over there, is shortage of water is a problem that everyone in Yatta is highly aware of. And I want to emphasize on that they are aware of, not facing. Because they are facing it, but the children even, when you are a child, you are not facing the problem. You know that you have a problem. But when you are older enough, you know that this is a problem I'm aware of, I'm facing, and there is no solution. My second hypothesis is pollution is a big issue related to the water scarcity in Yatta. If you are not getting water only twice a year, what kind of water that you are getting? Water supply networks as well as the sanitation system both affect the quality of the water. The people over there do have network to supply them with water twice a year, but they do not have a sanitation system. So still they are digging certain big holes next to their houses to have that kind of sanitation, in which sometimes it's not, they don't dig it in a certain way that it won't affect their wells, and the water is getting inside the clean water with the dirty water before the water is not clean. But who knows, they are not checking that and no one is taking care of that. Israeli settlement usage of water affects the quantity of water supplied to the residents of Yatta. Why? Because in the West Bank they have in certain way that they are distributing the water or allowing the Palestinians to access their own water is getting the big bunch of water, getting the big amount of water to the settlement, and then if they will allow themselves to give them a little bit of their own water, they are doing so. So it is a real problem over there. My results and conclusions, according to what I discovered, people are not getting enough water to survive, which is some of the settlements have swimming pools whenever their neighbors do not have water to drink. The governments are not doing what is necessary to solve this issue. Of course, the Israelis are always trying to say that we are trying to solve or let them manage their own water as an Efrat, and they don't know that the Israelis are controlling their main source of life, which is water. Water quality problems create health problems. If you are getting water if the water is pumped only twice a year towards your house, what kind of water is getting through the pumps? It's not clean. And if you are getting your water with the wells that you are digging in order to get the rainwater, and you don't know, like your kids are playing and throwing things, so it's not clear as well. It's not clean. And therefore, if you are drinking from that, then you might be getting a lot of diseases. What to expect? And what to expect only in Yatta and only in that region that they don't have an access to their water, no one knows. All the people are hoping for a better future, but nothing is guaranteed. Is the peace treaty the solution? Do you think that peace treaty can be the solution? Since our wonderful leaders are meeting and shaking hands and writing a lot of treaties, but what is the use? Since Oslo failed to solve the water problem, the Palestinians do not know what to expect anymore.